Welcome, love, back to Soften Up with Crystal Alexandria. We're talking today about how energy tools are a tech of the times. And I do mean tech, yes. Just like the apps that run our life, AI, and other technology that is so much of a foundation to our modern world, so too are the energy tools of the unseen realm. Now, before you think I'm going to get super, super spiritual and witchy with it, I am. But also, what's important for this conversation is to realize that energy is very real. And just because we don't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We're talking Wi-Fi. We're talking gravity. We're talking weather patterns. Energy is something that we're interacting with the whole day long. We carry energy in our bodies and all around us. We're interacting with pets' energies, nature, cars, and everything underneath the sun is all some measure of energy. For those of you who are familiar with energy work and energy practices, these concepts, ideas, and tools will sound very familiar. And I hope there will also be little nuggets in there because, as an ancient Hawaiian saying says so well, think not that all wisdom is in your school. So we always have things to learn and share with each other. For those of you that are completely new to the energy conversation, energy tools, energy practices, my hope is that this episode is one that you save, download, and come back to frequently whenever you need an energy reset or a coming back home to you. And if you're maybe aware of grounding practices and energy tools, but completely forgot about them or got away from them, this is your invitation back into folding them into your daily practices as a way to connect, clear, and show up in the most powerful way that you can. Today, we're going to talk about how our aura and energy field is very real and far from just woo-woo. Some context about why self-care is so helpful and important in these times, especially in tending to our energy. And I'm going to share 5 go-to energy tools and practices that I use to connect to myself and also to just reset my energy field. This can be used when you're feeling super dysregulated. It can be used first thing in the morning. It can be used just to have a little self-care boost and connection to self-time any day, anytime. Each of us have an aura, and it's not just a cool party trick that you can have your aura photo taken. It is very real. That photo is taking a snapshot of something that is very real around you. Each of us have an electromagnetic field up to about 6 feet around us in any direction. Your energy field is why you can feel the bad mood of somebody behind you in the grocery line or walk into a room and say, oh my God, what the heck happened in here? It's also why you walk into the locally owned shop around the corner and you just feel so calm and at ease and all the good vibes, or why you feel like you've known somebody forever upon just meeting them. Our energy field and our aura holds so much. Everything from our belief systems to our intentions to our manifestations, anything we're holding in our hearts, and it can be on any end of the spectrum, can be felt in some measure in our energy field. Now, before you freak out and feel like you're telling on yourself every time you leave the house in a bad mood, just know that most people can't really read energy fields as well, but it absolutely is a skill that some people have and can learn. Some people are just kind of born with it. What's most important is that you feel empowered of how to connect yourself back into yourself and to also know how to clear your energy field so that you can reset and show up the way that you want to. Because whether we like it or not, and this is the tough part about being in the times that we are, we're absorbing and feeling all kinds of things all day long, whether it's scrolling on our phone or when we're going to a protest or at a weekend getaway. Especially if you're sensitive like me, you're just a walking antenna for all kinds of things. And this is when these tools especially come in handy so that you can clear all of that out, set some intentions for what is allowed into your field and what is not allowed into your field. So that way, at the end of the day, your energy field is working for you and you don't have to be holding and thinking and wrestling with all of this stuff all the time. It's a really common thing for empaths and intuitives and sensitive folks to almost operate from this kind of like martyr situation of like, well, I'm super sensitive. It's just kind of the cross I bear that I have to like feel everybody's stuff or carry it with me. And I wholeheartedly disagree with this mindset because we aren't given these tools for us to be weighed down by them. We're given these tools so that we can feel more empowered for how we do life here on Earth. And life here on Earth, sorry to say, is just, sorry to say on some days, is the full range of human experiences. It's up, down, and sideways all within an hour sometimes. But let's not add on top of that we're sensitive and that we therefore are having to survive more than the average person. Those sensitivities are there so that we can tune into another radio channel to get more information to help us along our path than some people are able to do. But the most important thing is that we're in our bodies and in our fields enough to actually hear that guidance that can make our path a little bit easier, lighter, or give us sometimes just more insight into what is at play in front of us. I wanted to paint some context in a more holistic way for why these kind of tools are actually really important. And if we have access to them, it's essential that we know how to use them, but also tend to ourselves so that we can actually be in a good headspace to be able to pull from those tools when necessary. To create some contrast, if we are completely stressed out, totally outside of our body, running around like a chicken without a head, and just being swung around by the energy currents around us. My question is, how can we be helpful from that space? And the truth is, we really can't. I know that I can't be of greater help to somebody if I'm as frazzled and out of touch with myself as the next person. You know, the people that you see, and just again, we're in the contrast space, but the people that you see show up in a crisis that really stand out as like having it together and are directing people, they are the ones that are most grounded and most clear-headed to be able to give those directions. Now, these energy tools are not only for crisis situations by far. The whole point of creating an entire episode around this is so that they can be accessed at any time, anywhere around the world. I want you to be able to come here, use this, share it with friends, and come back to it again and again so that you can be reminded that one, it is important. And two, you're not the only one out there doing this kind of thing. And three, you get to have the lived experience of whether or not it really makes a tangible difference. And that's going to be up to every person. That's going to be up to you to decide. I'm coming to you with well over 10 years of utilizing these very energetic practices to clear, ground, connect, and to be able to lead. A lot of these tools that we're going to get to are things that I do before client calls, after client calls, before I show up for an episode like this, after I show up for an episode like this, before a conversation, after a conversation. They're literally in my toolkit all the time. I'm reaching for them all the time. Some of them are intended to be used kind of like as an energetic intention for an entire span of time. Other ones are practices that I do throughout the day whenever I feel like I need them. And I can share with you from experience that I can tell the difference between folks who use these kind of tools and people who don't, and just how they're able to show up in the world. That's less judgment than it is more an informed perspective on the value add that these tools are. There's a couple really powerful quotes that I wanted to share with you from teachers that I know of, follow online, and have learned a lot of just beautiful perspective from. There are also people, specifically women, who are doing a lot of decolonial work. And I just love the perspective that they bring on the merger between spirituality, politics, and self-care. So the first person I wanted to share from, her name is Dr. Rocio Meza, and she does decolonizing work, spiritual work, and earth medicine work for healers and leaders. She is a psychology PhD. And she has these beautiful reminders and essential wisdom that meets our everyday life in just really, really potent ways that I respect a lot and find very valuable. So, a few of them that she's shared include, she says, sacred reminder. You can be both spiritual and political, and in prophetic times, both are a requirement. She also said, if the healers are not well, we are not well. All the more reason to tend to our energy and take care of ourselves. And she says, a depleted life force cannot birth a new paradigm. So true. So true. We have to come to these very essential moments and crossroads and conversations and invitations of these times as resourced as we can. And these tools are just one avenue, one lane of how to do that. Dr. Angela Davis, who is an American Marxist and feminist political activist, philosopher, academic, author, and social theorist, she says anyone who is interested in making change in the world must also learn how to take care of herself, himself, theirselves. So again, the cornerstone of being able to show up for other people and for the moment is tending to ourselves, making sure that our self-care is on point. So let's get into it. Let's share some energy tools together. So for those of you listening, I'm going to guide you as clearly as I can so that you know exactly what it is that I'm doing over here. That'll be for the auditory learners, but then for the visual learners, I'm going to have a video of this podcast up on YouTube as well. So you can also access that as kind of like a guided meditation or visual touch point if you want. It's also important to say that these tools that I'm going to be sharing are kind of like my takes on them. It's what I have evolved into using over time. There are going to be many, many teachers and many iterations of this. And also, I encourage you to let your intuition guide you. The more that you get comfortable with grounding practices, cutting cord practices, intention setting practices, you're going to find your own rhythm and ways to do them. So please don't stop with what I'm sharing today. They're meant to be a seed planting and a starting point, or healthy reminders for things to come back to that can help you. Okay, so we're going to start with a grounding practice, and it's going to be a guided visualization. If you are driving or listening on the go, please maybe pause this and come back to it. Just be careful as you're listening. It is meant to be something that you do with your eyes closed. So you're going to go ahead and just close your eyes and feel your seat in the chair or your feet on the ground. And take a deep breath in and exhale. Just let your energy kind of spread out. Breathe deep into your belly. Exhale gently, letting the air effortlessly flow out of your body. We're going to do one more. Breathing in and then exhale. From your heart center, which you can kind of visually in your mind locate right by your like breastbone, or maybe even like right under your ribs, you're going to envision a cord. You can envision it as kind of like a curled up, rolled up rope. And you're going to let that rope unfurl from your heart center up through your head, out the top of your head, all the way up into the atmosphere. And you're going to tether it around something that your mind gives you. For me, it's a star. And so that rope effortlessly wraps around the star and just kind of, you can feel it taut, like we've made contact. Oh, I just let my energy attune to that, and maybe just notice any sensations that you feel inside your body as you do that. Just like a golden honey-like energy from that star down the cord. Just watch that energy come down the cord all the way through your crown, top of your head, and fill your body with that universal protective energy. Just feel it pour down through your body, all the way down your feet, and come back up. And it's just kind of effortlessly moving inside your body. Again, just check in and feel anything that you might sense, feel, notice any colors, sensations. And then coming back to your heart center again, you're going to see another rolled up rope, and you're going to see it uncurl all the way down the length of your spine, down through your root, all the way down into the earth to the very, very core of the earth. And from there, you're going to see something appear that you can tether to. Again, trust your mind's eye, trust your intuition. For me, it looks like kind of like a steel bar where I just effortlessly wrap the rope around it. Just go ahead and breathe. Notice how your energy might shift, what it feels like, if anything. And then you're going to see a soft pink, loving energy come up that rope all the way through the earth, through your feet, filling your lower body, then your upper body, and it just mixing with that beautiful honey golden light. Just let that energy move and settle within you. This is my visual for being tethered above and tethered below. And just like if you've ever gone fishing, the little bobber in the water, it helps you stay connected and not so free floating out there. You're connected below and above to the earth energy, to universal energy, and you are the merger in the middle. So this is my grounding practice. Now from there, you can go ahead and envision a protective bubble all around your energy field. So go ahead and feel where your energy field is. Maybe it's very close to you. Maybe it's extended out that 6 feet. Maybe it's somewhere in the middle. But just notice where it is naturally sitting right now. If it's not at its full extension around you, if it's very close to your body or maybe a few feet out, go ahead and invite it to gently open and expand to the full 6 feet around you in every direction. And even if it's beyond that, trust it. Okay, and then envision a clear iridescent bubble around your energy fields. You can see out of it, folks can see in it, but you know that it's there protecting your energy field. And then we're going to set an intention. The intention can be really, truly anything. What I like to do is that I intend that only unconditional love can penetrate through my energy field and this protective bubble. And anything other than that gets gently, lovingly returned to the sender. Now, on some days where I'm going into like a big event or I really need to kind of be on point, I can set any intention from my heart center in my energy field for how I want things to go. If it's feeling like a tough day, you've got tough things going on, and you need a little extra strength and care and protection, you can intend on that as well. It can really be anything that you can ask for your spirit team or universal energy for support around. Go ahead and take a moment to just speak an intention internally or aloud to set that into your heart. Okay. As a last intention, repeat after me. Please disconnect me from the collective. I call all my energy back to me now. I call all my power back to me now. You can do something to seal it. I like a hand on the heart, maybe an extra swirl of the bubble around you. Take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground coming back into the room. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. So that was a series of a few different energy tools. We did the grounding. We put a protective bubble around our energy. We set an intention, and we also did vocal incantations to disconnect from the energy around us and call our energy and power back. So that was 4 tools all in one practice. Now, another one that I want to leave you with, and this will be the last one for today, is a cutting cords practice. So you might be like, cords? What cords? Exactly. So from our heart center that we worked with, right? In some schools of thought, it's believed that we are connected through energy cords. So even you and me right now, even though it's over the interwebs and it's in a different physical timeline from when I'm recording this to when you're going to receive it, there still is an energetic cord connecting us. And these energetic cords are really powerful to know about. One, because it's how we connect, it's how we feel each other. And the other perspective on it is if we never clear the energy cords, then we are connected to all kinds of things from all times of our lives. And sometimes, even within a course of the day, between all of the energies and people that we're interacting with just on social media alone, let alone all the people that we pass on the street, folks in the grocery store, and people we have phone calls with, you can really start to imagine how many cords we have going on all the time. So, this practice is a way to cut the cords, call your energy back from those interactions, not because anything bad happened or anything wrong is going on. It's truly just an energy hygiene, energy practice. And then in turn, you also give their energy back to them. Now, I will give you a heads up. I have done cord cutting for really meaningful relationships in my life, and it is uncanny how people will end up reaching out to me and saying, "Hey, it's really weird, but I had a dream that we got into a fight," or "I was thinking about you and I just had a feeling like something was off or something changed." And it's them feeling the energetic cut of the cord. But let me be very clear that it's not cutting the relationship. It's just an energy cord from a past interaction. So, how that comes up for people sometimes is through dreams, intuitive knowings, or thinking about you and, God, that's weird that you just called kind of stuff. So I want to mention that because you may encounter some variety of that. And if you do, definitely comment and let me know. I always find it so, so fascinating when folks that don't know about these energy tools are the ones to end up saying, like, whoa, I was thinking about you. And then you called. Like, and that just proves so much about this whole conversation that energy is felt by all of us, whether we know it or not. Okay, so the cutting of the cords is very simple. It might seem a little silly at first, but hang with me because it really, really works. All you're going to do, and you can do with your eyes open at any time, anywhere. So you hold your hand out kind of like a karate chop. You're going to wave it in front of you from your head down your torso, down your legs. So it's going to be almost like you're waving in front of yourself. So you cut with one arm and then you go to the other arm and you cut from that side and then you do a third time. Okay. So it's like you're kind of waving your arms in front of you. You're like chop, chop, chop. Imagine you're gathering those cords in your hand. So you're kind of like scooping them together with both your hands. And then you're going to move it to the side. So almost like you're going to like throw it off the side of your chair. Imagine a 50-foot hole next to you down into the earth. So you're going to scoop those up. And then with some force, energy always needs a direction. So we're going to give it direction. We're going to throw it down the hole. And then we're going to give a quick clap. And what that does is refresh the energy and gives the energy a directive of where to go. Okay, so let's do it one more time. Out in front of us, we're going to wave our hands from our head down our torso. We're going to chop, 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 gather up the cords, throw it down the hole, and that's it. When I learned this, the first thing that came up for me was like, oh God, this is so embarrassing. How am I going to do this in public? And so just know that that's very real. Completely get it. Totally do it all the time and have gotten very used to it, but I get it. What I would do is do it kind of like if I'm sitting at a table, like at a conference or something, I'll just do it under the table. So I'm kind of like chop, chop, chop and just throw it away. And then I'll kind of like sweep my hands of like, okay, that's done. And then honestly, once you are really in the practice of doing this physically, you can totally do it in your mind's eye too of like, okay, we're going to gather up the cords, chop, 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 and throw it down the hole. There's a lot of different ways to do this. But the biggest thing I want you to pay attention to is how do you feel? Even after doing that, do you sense any shift? Did your body take a deep breath? Sometimes I'll yawn like that. Like it's literally the energy cueing you that, okay, something's moving. You may not notice anything at all, and that is completely fine. But as you do this more on your own, just notice anything that might shift. I like doing that as well when I feel kind of in the swirl of a lot happening collectively. To be able to cut the cords and disconnect is just, my God, it is so, so helpful for feeling like sane again. The other thing that I like to do is do this, like, especially if I had like a tough conversation or I was around a ton of people, I like to do this. And primarily, if you do it no other time other than just right before bed, you can imagine how many like cords we're taking to bed with us. And then if you have any measure of having issues sleeping well, do this before bed, before you even touch your mattress. Cut the cords, throw it down the hole, and then see if you notice any difference in your sleep. I absolutely notice it all the time. So I'm curious if you will too. Okay, that's it. I hope you feel a bit lighter, brighter, and more you. And I know that you know how all of this podcast stuff works, but following, subscribing is such a huge help for getting this out to more folks, more people around the world. If you found this helpful, share it with somebody in your life. And of course, leaving a review is so, so incredibly helpful. I appreciate you so much for taking time to leave a 5-star review. It only helps get these tools out there for these very transformative and wild times that we're in. I'll leave you with this, love. May you know how incredibly needed and appreciated you are with everything you bring, skills, talents, experience, but most of all, your energy. Your energy, your presence is the greatest, greatest gift that you can give anybody in your life. And I really hope that you know that you are enough. I am enough. We are enough. Until next time, love. Talk soon.